In September 2025, Nepal's authorities shut down 26 social networks: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and others. Protests erupted nationwide across the whole country as young people filled the streets of Kathmandu and other cities. Police used gas and batons, clashes followed, dozens were killed and hundreds injured. A few days later, the Prime Minister resigned, Parliament was dissolved, access to social media returned. A former judge, Sushila Karki, became acting leader. Early elections were set for March. For Nepal, this was a rare moment when people forced the government aside. Nepal stretches from lowland plains up to the mountain walls in the north. Here stand Everest and several more peaks above 8,000 meters. These mountains shape climate and feed the rivers of neighboring countries. But life at altitude has a price. The air is thin, many visitors feel dizzy and tire fast. Local generations learn to breathe slower and work shorter shifts, and doctors advise tourists not to rush in the first days. The clinic and the school are often beyond a pass, and the signal fails in bad weather, so altitude makes every task harder. And even a trip to a shop or a doctor demands stamina, and people here adapt in ways others can hardly imagine. Kathmandu is a noisy, dusty city where temples stand beside concrete houses and streets are clogged with motorbikes and cars. After the powerful quake, much was rebuilt, yet water is still supplied by the hour and traffic jams remain constant. Smog adds to it, the air is often dirty, and by pollution the city ranks among the worst in the world. Markets boil with life. Spices are sold, momo dumplings are cooked, phones get repaired, and guides offer trips into the mountains. Rickshaws, pedestrians, and cows crowd the streets. For tourists, it is exotic. For locals, it is the ordinary day without which the city does not run. Nepal sits where large tectonic plates collide, so tremors are common. In 2015, an earthquake killed nearly 9,000 people and destroyed tens of thousands of homes. Since then, schools hold evacuation drills. New houses are built lighter and stronger, and people keep stores of water and food because they know the shaking will return sooner or later, so they prepare for it. High mountain glaciers are melting faster than before, snow lines climb higher, and rivers have grown less reliable. The change is visible. Herders lose pasture, villages face water shortages, and trekking guides must shorten their seasons. In summer, monsoon rains turn trails into torrents and wash away bridges. In winter, it is cold and dry, so people save fuel and firewood. The climate is getting ever less predictable. When glaciers melt, new lakes appear in the mountains, held by natural dams of rock and soil. If such a dam fails, a wave of water and mud rushes down, sweeping away bridges, fields, and houses. Disasters like this have already happened, so the lakes are monitored. Diversion channels are cut and sensors are installed. Residents know each summer can bring sudden danger. Everest brings Nepal income, but also serious problems. In season, queues form on the summit ridge, camps overflow, and tons of trash remain with the tourists. Oxygen bottles, tents, and packaging. Every year, authorities and volunteers organize cleanup expeditions and carry dozens of tons of waste back down. Yet the main burden falls on Sherpas and porters who haul food, gas, and equipment where machinery cannot work. Their job is heavy and risky, and sometimes even teenagers are hired. More and more voices argue their labor must be insured and protected, just like the health of paying climbers. Mountain roads often collapse after rain. Suspension bridges link villages, schools, and markets, but they must be repaired each season, year after year. Helicopters and small planes help in emergencies, yet for most people, they are too costly. One reliable bridge or a reinforced slope matters more than long promises of a grand highway, someday that may never arrive. Mountain rivers allow Nepal to build hydropower plants that light villages and reduce outages, and surplus electricity is sold to neighbors. But such projects carry risks: landslides, glacial lake bursts, and disputes over water. If local voices are heard and timelines are truly long, hydropower can deliver not only electricity, but also jobs and roads. If haste wins, both people and money can be lost quickly and painfully. In Nepal, Hinduism and Buddhism intertwine. People light oil lamps at temples and draw patterns by their thresholds. By law, everyone is equal, yet in marriage and hiring, caste lines still matter, especially in villages. Temples and monasteries help all. They feed, teach, and give shelter. Young people more often choose friends and partners regardless of origin, and that slowly changes tradition. From the late 1990s to the mid-2000s, Nepal fought a Maoist war. Afterward, the country abolished the monarchy and became a republic. Politicians still argue, but local councils gained powers and can build schools and bridges without the capital's permission. Nepali soldiers serve in peacekeeping missions, bringing experience and steady income, which helps the country be more visible in the world. Nepal lies between India and China. Most trade and fuel come via India, while China builds roads and invests. Any border blockade raises prices. The country must balance and avoid becoming anyone's tool. That requires multiple supply routes and reserves to weather disruptions. This is not a slogan, but a necessity, and prices and supplies depend on open roads and calm borders. Many Nepalis work abroad, from India to the Persian Gulf states, and send money home so families can buy food and build houses. There is also a tradition, Gurkhas serving in the British and Indian armies, but such migration means separation and risk. So more and more people say jobs must be created at home, so leaving is a choice, not a duty. Families depend on these transfers, but deeply miss their relatives. In mountain villages, people cook on firewood and gas, and water is collected from rooftops or springs. When a road is washed out, they live on stored supplies and help one another. Women carry house and field work, open shops, and sit on councils because men often leave for labor. Girls increasingly get a chance to study. Yet the walk to school can take hours, and the path is often unsafe. Sometimes children work as porters instead of lessons or help their families in the fields. Support programs and scholarships help them stay at their desks. Simple things like street lighting or a small loan for women change life faster than promises from above. Nepal has many festivals, bamboo swings, drum parades, and lights at temples. Young people listen to rock and rap and sing about life, migration, and injustice. In the 1970s, hippies came here and marijuana was sold legally until shops were closed. The trace of that era remains in culture and tourism. Today, directors, artists, and musicians speak about the country in a simple, honest voice. Nepalists know their risks: earthquakes, landslides, melting ice, and dependence on neighbors. But the country also has strengths: water, mountains, and people who cope with hardship. If schools move closer, roads become more reliable, and local councils gain more authority, daily life will feel the change. If you found this interesting, subscribe so you do not miss new episodes. We keep everything short and to the point.